If you're sick of painful sex and you want options, dilators might be just the thing for you. My name is Nicole. I'm a physical therapist and a mama myself, and I have been there. After giving birth to my first son, I had an episiotomy, ripped me to shreds, not fun. The recovery was even worse, and I needed help. I needed to know how I could have sex again so that my relationship with my husband could survive. Intimacy is so important after we have babies, and it's hard enough with all the stress of a new baby, not getting enough sleep, and when you go to have sex, the last thing you want is for it to hurt, because if it's painful, there is no way you are going to want to do that again when it's already so much work in the first place. So, dilators are the thing. I have talked about in some of my other videos about how to take care of your dilator, how to make sure it's clean, how to use lubricants with it. So go ahead and click that link above if you want to learn more just about general care for your dilator. But this video specifically is going to talk about the reasons that you might use a dilator. These dilators are basically shaped like male genitalia. They come in all different sizes, from really little, like the size of my pointer finger, and they gradually get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you get the ones from Soul Source, there are 8 different sizes all the way up to something like this, which hopefully is close to the size of your partner, so that you can simulate what it would actually feel like to have intercourse again without actually using your partner and associating intimacy with like medical treatment. So these are dilators. And if you have pain during initial penetration, like you go to have sex and it is like hitting a brick wall and there's just no way that it's getting through, dilators can help. If you have a really tight pelvic floor, you hold a lot of tension in your pelvic floor. You might have been told before that you have something like vulvodynia, dyspareunia. These are reasons that you might need to use a dilator. Basically, you are trying to get your pelvic floor muscles to open up by using things like breathing, and then you are going to desensitize them using a dilator. It would be like if you hate needles. Like for me, I go to give blood and I almost pass out almost every single time. But I was like, if I'm gonna have babies, I need to get through this. So, you do all the things, like you do it and you make sure you eat good. You lay down when you do it, and you do it more and more. And the more you do it and the more you learn how to distract yourself, the more I learned that this is not going to hurt me. And, I took control of my mind in that situation. Eventually, I could give blood without passing out, without eating a full-fledged snack beforehand, and I don't even have to lay down every time. So the same is true with getting our vagina used to things penetrating it, and that is why we might use dilators. Even if you can't stand like oral sex or some of the things you might do normally in foreplay because it just feels you just don't want anything touching it. Maybe you had a lot of trauma during childbirth, you had tearing, you had just a bad experience with the medical team, you've had abuse in your past. These are all reasons why we just don't want anything near our vaginas sometimes. And if that is the case, something like a dilator can help us get our vaginas used to things being in that area, if that is a goal for you. Not everyone wants to be able to have intercourse. Not everyone's main goal is penetration, thrusting, and things like that. But even if you just want to be able to do oral sex or use sex toys, using a dilator to help you get to that point is really helpful, because you can start with something really small that probably isn't going to bother you very much, and you can work up to something bigger very gradually. If you're interested in this Soul Source set, I just wanted to let you know you can get 5% off if you use the code MAMAS and MRS. So feel free to shop around on Amazon, but if you like a good deal like me, make sure you put in that code. Some of the other things you should know about dilators is that sometimes working with a women's health physical therapist and using dilators can be double helpful. So basically they're gonna tell you, okay, these are different positions that you might wanna use a dilator in. These are different lubricants that you might wanna use to make it easier to get your dilator in and out. These are different ways that things that you're gonna do with your dilator. And If you have a women's health physical therapist near you, feel free to check them out. If you don't, perhaps you want to do a virtual session with me. I'm going to put a link below and how you might book a virtual session. So even if you don't live in Michigan where it is freezing cold already, like me, you could still schedule a consult with me, video or phone, and I could walk you through exactly how to use these dilators, because seriously, they are life-changing. It is nice to be able to work with someone hands-on, but sometimes you don't have that luxury because you live far away, because of financial reasons, something like that. You don't have a pelvic health physical therapist at your beck and call. You can purchase these and then get trained on how to use them, and it could make intercourse a lot better. And what mom doesn't need to experience comfortable, pleasurable sex again? As fun as it is to talk about these dilators individually, I have posted a video about all the things postpartum sex. And the best part of it is I am going to surprise my husband with some Q&A where he will have no time to prep for the questions, and he will have to give you his most candid answers to his take on postpartum sex. Plus, I'm going to answer a lot of things about, like, mentally, how do you get back into that rhythm when you're dealing with physical changes, how do you use dilators, how do you use lubricants, just all the things, answer all the questions in one place in one video. So there is the link to that video up there. I'll put it in the description below as well, but really seriously consider checking that out if you want to have good sex again after having your baby and you just don't feel like you're in that place right now. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about how to manage pregnancy, labor and delivery, and postpartum recovery, and you want it to be a positive experience. My life goal is to make sure that we look forward to childbirth and our childbearing years, and that we know there is life after childbearing that is really positive and a good experience. So subscribe to my channel. I put up videos every single week, and I will see you all next week.